Oh,
No, you
oh, oh,
started
that's.
too
Oh,
soon.
wait, I didn't leave me. Oh, where am I?
You
Oh
started too
no.
soon. Oh no, you
I'm
started too soon. What did
no,
you
I'm not.
do?
I'm not here. This is the other thing that's been breaking today, and I don't know what's going on. But OBS is like not connecting with VTube Studio today. I am audibly here, but it looks like Zaiga, you're on your own for on screen time. Where am I?
Yes.
Where am I? I like I've literally like restarted OBS like 6 times, and I don't know.
Is it time for Gray's uh PNG PNG debut?
I haven't had to debut my PNG in so long. I'm gonna be so mad if I have to debut it today. I literally have. Gosh, dang it. Okay, hold on. How's everyone doing, by the way? I see Khatun, Jen, Lala.
Also, is the chat box supposed to be like black?
Is it a blank black?
No,
Oh,
it's like there's the chat and then behind it is a whole black square.
yeah, that's been the holdover. Eventually I want to make like a nice overlay for it, but that's like the default one that's included with what I found, like the software I found. It's gonna look nicer eventually. I have to. That's just another like thing on my list of stuff to do. Right, currently on my list of things to do though is where the hell am I? But while I'm working on that in the background, because I'm definitely real, I promise. Zyga, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. You know, just sitting here and
So good, so
listening to some
interesting.
anime music.
You're I, I'm always
literally,
like
literally,
it's oh there I am. It's partly a joke, but like I'm always slightly offended that like you're multitasking when we're trying to talk as friends. I'm like, oh,
what are you talking about?
that's so rude. Every time you're just like,
How is it rude?
it's like I'm just getting, I'm just powering through Elden Ring real quick, or I'm just
I mean, I could turn
playing
on
Honkai
Sekiro.
Star Rail. Yeah,
I've been replaying
exactly.
Sekiro, so
It's so
I
rude.
could.
Hey, I'm here though. I'm back. Okay, okay, we're good. Wallace says my model is beautiful tonight. And Hatun says, wait, what? No, I figured because we're talking about talking about something that's like very cultured and refined tonight. So I figured I should dress for the occasion. And maybe that might have caused my VTube studio to crash because I'm ambitious.
I think today's gonna start out as a good day because the one of the first songs that played right when the stream started
Yeah.
was uh one of the songs from Zombieland Saga.
Oh, Silent Saga is so good.
It was that one that they're like Saga,
Yeah.
Saga. That one.
Oh, certified not degenerate. Just a good show. But okay, you're allowed to continue listening to your good music then. If you play trash, then I'm taking away the aux cord.
How
Satan
is
says
everything
each
with
stream.
you besides not finding your model?
So good. I don't OBS like I feel like I've done something to like offend OBS recently because it's been crashing so much more often. Like, and it's annoying because like I finally got my internet fixed. Like finally, the internet's been consistent. Now OBS is like having tantrums. But I am personally doing quite well. I
You
have been having reasonable amounts of work, been taking good naps. Um, I don't know, not sure what to do with my free time generally. So I forgot what that was.
you're not tired of rewatching the same Markiplier videos?
I'm not gonna lie. When I was trying to like find something to watch really because I had like 20 minutes, and for a second I was like, I could watch Markiplier's GTFO playthrough for the 10th time, but I didn't. I chose arguably the more cringy option. I watched a game theory video,
Oh yeah, that's
which
that's very cringe.
every now and then Matt Pat tricks me. He's like he's got like a good title. I'm like, maybe this won't make me angry, and it still made me angry. It's Matt Pat. That's Things that Eastream pushes grade closer to just doing a face reveal. I think that's what's happening. All my software is going to slowly fail until I have no other choice. This
Do
is
you
I see you're a man of culture as well. Hey, Eagles. Is that?
do you do you update OBS all the time, or do you just keep it on one
I
release?
so usually I update things. I usually do it on a slight delay. Like I'll give whenever there's like a major update, I'll give it a couple of weeks before I update as well. And that's with
Yeah.
the idea of like in case of like weird things, because that'll happen. Because sometimes they have to do like a secondary like hot fix update to fix something that went wrong they didn't expect.
Mm.
And since I'm not savvy enough to know how to roll back an update, I'm just like, I'll just hold off on the update till I hear that everything's fine. Like, I don't know. It's possible. I mean, I suspect I know what's causing the OBS crashes. I added a new plugin recently. And ever since I added that plugin, OBS has just been flying middle fingers everywhere. But so I might have to get rid of that plugin, even though I like it.
For me, I don't update unless like something breaks. Because if everything
That's
is working perfectly and there's no reason to update, then I won't update.
that's kind of respectable, I suppose. Actually, like
Because I feel like every time there's an update, like something changes.
that that is true. Every like, especially like whenever there's like if it's like a big number update version where like they're like, well, it's a big update, so we got to change what all the UI looks like now, and I can't find anything because they changed what it looks like. All the symbols are different. So I'm sorry to hear that Lala has a headache. It's a very frowny face. So they just still use update 28. Oh yeah, the new layout for OBS is kind of hinky. Like I'm finally used to it, but I don't like it. But anyway, that's streamer problems, I guess. By the way, Zaiga, next
Mhm.
stream when?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're when you also become super cool VTuber, right? The,
What? What are
eventually,
you talking about?
I mean, eventually,
Huh?
peer pressure's got to work. Just saying,
Huh?
if we how
What?
about this? If we got like a petition started on change.org to get you to debut as a VTuber, how many signatures would we need to get a hold of?
uh, what are you talking about, Lava? No one ever said I had to play Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, this was all voted on last time, right?
What? I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what you guys are talking about.
No, we all collectively remember. Look, chat remembers stupid things I've said from like 8 months ago. You don't have a chance if it's only been 2 weeks. um,
One of these days, it'll happen.
it's good. Anyway, I guess for reals, there's no actual pressure, but hey, I mean, it's fun, kind of. AC says, suffering from low energy these days, can't stand around and stay awake like I used to for feeling fatigue. Ah. See, that's what I've been feeling lately, AC. Like, I was talking to Zaiga before the stream started, but like, lately, like when I've had like free time where I could actually like just like do whatever I want, I've been opting for naps more than actually doing things. Which the naps feel super good. But it's like I'll just like nap for a couple hours and then it's bedtime. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go back to bed. Like, so it's been
It's
cool.
rough.
And G Silver says everyone's played Chrono Trigger, right? Question mark. Oh,
I think I'm the only one that hasn't.
I think you've got to be the only, especially like because you play Square Enix games. Like it's not even like you're like not a JRPG player. It's like it blows my mind that like such a fundamental JRPG. I mean, like I don't know. Like I could say like 'cause I've never played like I think Earthbound is also considered like one of those all time classics.
I never
But
played that.
yeah, I mean I haven't either. But I think Earthbound gets a pass because Earthbound was extremely hard to play legitly for a long time. I think there's finally releases for it now. But I was like one of those like really cool games that like nobody could play unless you just happen to get a cartridge. But
Yeah.
so this is totally not calling out those weirdos who haven't played it. Yeah, G Silver would never do something so mean as that. AC hasn't played, and Jen. Call. I, who's a mod in my chat that can start banning these people? Wait, Jen is the mod. Shoot. Well, all right. Pass this time. Hear about energy drops off as you get older, but I know a few people who do everything you need to keep maintain energy and need to figure out what those things are. No, I've been thinking about like I want to start doing like morning workouts. It's like a full actual workout because I ride my bike for like 10 minutes and I don't think that really counts as a workout. So I've heard like if you do like and actually when because I used to work out in the mornings and like on the days when I did that like I had so much more energy weirdly enough. I feel like I might start doing that again because that'd be good for me too, I guess. But
I'm telling you, you should have got a bike, and we can be bike bros.
that's in the real world. The real world has cars that hit you.
Well, the real world is the only way you're gonna get more energy.
But I could just I could just pay for the refill cards and top off my energy in Honkai.
Sure. If you if anyone needs bike advice, I work at a bike shop.
That's true. You're a legit expert now. Like it's I guess you've always liked bikes, but like it's so funny being like technically you're a paid bike knower now. Like
Yeah.
but congrats, I guess. This is how you meet Isak.
I'm thinking about getting a new bike here soon. I could give you my bike.
I I don't know if I would use it. That's to be the complete honest truth.
Why not?
This is outside. There's wind out there, man, and it blows.
You just have to like go around, like um. I don't know. I don't know where your place is anymore. You'll have to like
That's
let
true.
me know. But there's
It's
probably a way how you could just ride around, or just like
right.
think like right when you get home from work, if you're gonna go get something out to eat, you just say, I'm gonna go get something to eat, but I'll only bike there.
Right. I mean, that'd probably work really well for like, I would probably just like never go out to eat again. I just, I don't know. It is a problem. 'Cause, like, I'm so weirdly lazy in some things where like I can't muster the effort to, I don't know. I do need to figure out some way to be more active for sure. Just like, cause like my job keeps me pretty active, but other than that, it's like, I I sometimes have to debate with myself for like 10 minutes, like if I really want to take the time to walk all the way to the kitchen to get like a drink or something.
Oh my goodness, you really need to get out. You like really
Getting pretty bad. I'm sorry.
yeah, that is pretty bad. Maybe I should like take you on a bike trail. You could take my bike and I could take a new bike and
Yeah.
then force you to like ride to Salt Lake and back.
Oh jeez. G Silver
No,
recommends. Oh,
nothing that crazy. Nothing that crazy.
there's a game called Knights and Bikes I could play. I think I know that one. It's like a Double Fine game, isn't it? That probably counts. There's a lot of internal debate about if bikes are worth it. Just so you know, there's some people on your side, Zaiga.
They should all be on my side. They are expensive though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
So
I
if
do got
you're
to
gonna
return
get
Sage and Art books. I forgot about that. Sage and I will get those back to you someday before one of us dies. But
yeah,
sorry,
like
anyway.
there are some like inexpensive bikes that are good. You just need to know what kinds are a good one. But it really depends on what your definition of cheap is.
Right. I mean, I think when I was in Japan, I think I bought a bike that was like about $400, which I think was it got me like a decent quality one for what we needed to do.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like, and I also know like I have a coworker who's just barely spent like I think like 2 grand on his bike, but he also like goes mountain biking like every day, so he's got like a crazy fancy one. But
Yeah, probably a dual suspension.
Ray, it's got all kinds of things because he's essentially off roading on a bicycle. So wow,
It's very popular.
Hatun admitted to theft. Somebody screen cap it. Someday will be largely determined. Those are expensive books. I'll get those back to you, Sage. I'm really sorry. I've been meaning to message you about those actually because I know I was only supposed to have this for a couple of months. It's been about that long, but Sage didn't let me borrow some art books. So I'm trying to learn art. It's been
Art
helpful.
books.
Yeah, I want to learn art. I'm one of
You
those
art.
arters. I do want to art. I think it'd be fun. Be a fun skill. But that's neither here nor there. What
And didn't you
is?
didn't you,
Huh?
didn't you know that our area that we live in is like one of the biggest mountain biking areas in the country?
I mean, I'd believe it. Got a whole pile of mountains around here. We live in smack dab in the middle of. Seems like any direction you go, it's uphill to get there.
Yeah.
But AC says, "What kind of art are you interested in?" I mean, I'm kind of going like kind of comic booky slash anime like manga y with the kind of art I want to do. But I'm still trying to find my style, I guess, because like Sagen kind of gave me like a whole pile of books about like kind of like real anatomy, and then like some another book that was like kind of like more anime style art, and trying to
Speaking of
yeah
anime,
yeah. Remember that podcast we used to do?
what is this?
No, I think because you said you watched an anime this week, right? So we can
Oh
still
yes, I
we can
did.
still call ourselves an anime podcast as long as somebody watches anime.
I
We're
actually watched
really
it. It was the first time in 3 weeks.
we're really
First time
riding
in three
the
weeks.
razor wire of
Water
like if
and
this is
water
an
and
anime
water,
podcast.
water, water and water and water, water,
Yeah.
water and
Yeah, I
water.
think that was a loading error. I don't know for sure.
Water.
There's no pop up for that apparently, but I got an alert that says I need to drink water. So,
Are you drinking water?
mm-hmm. I learned how to make ice the other week, and I have ice cold water, which is awesome because it gets really warm in my room when I'm streaming because I can't have the fan on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Eagles. Hey, Eagles. I just assumed loading error because that guy uses the water button like 8 times a stream. The tune says waifu art and Lawless is weep art. I wouldn't exclusively do waifu art. I I wouldn't. I'd draw like Thancred or something occasionally. I could draw some husbandos.
So, I
Anyway, yeah. What's the anime you did,
I
boss?
caught up on Bushoku Tensei. That's
Wow.
practically the only anime that I've watched in 3 weeks.
I remember last time you talked about that, you weren't super in love with it. I remember.
Yes, I still am not. I the first 3 episodes were a bit rough, and then it kind of got better.
Yeah.
And it still is pretty iffy, but
There. You're willing to keep giving it
it's
a chance.
I'm gonna keep giving it a chance because I enjoy the world, I guess.
Right. I've heard the world is kind of like the best part of that series. Like it's like
Yeah,
really in
season
depth, but
two is the one I'm watching currently that I caught up on.
it,
I really didn't like episodes 1 through 3, I think it was. And then
Mhm.
once he like left this like one village or whatever, it was like a whole lot better.
That's fair. Kind of started get things moving again.
Yeah.
AC
And
has books for teaching comics and anime. Wow.
and I just didn't really enjoy. I don't really enjoy the main character, and that's like the hardest sell for Bushoku Tensei
Right.
is
I've heard he's a bit of a scumlord.
he kind of is. He's just a degenerate. Like
Wow, segue.
segue.
Whoa. Insert incredibly well animated podcast title here. God, one of these days I'm going to find somebody on Fiverr that can do that, but I'm too lazy.
See, you need more energy. I'm telling you.
I've got I've got so much energy tonight. What are you talking about? I'm so enthused.
You need to give you a Monster Energy drink and see how you fare.
Oh my gosh. I think I've had like one monster in my life. It was actually in Japan, so I don't even know like what that compares to like the American version. But like I had a like somebody I lived with, he was like obsessed with monsters, and we found some once. I can't remember like what store it was, maybe like a 7-Eleven. And I drank it, and I I couldn't I was like vibrating with energy. It was like it was concerning. Like I couldn't I was like trying to hold still and I couldn't, like my hands were shaking. And granted, I think at that up to that point I really hadn't had a lot of caffeine in my life. And so maybe going from no caffeine ever straight to Monster was a mistake.
Yeah, that may have
Um,
been a mistake.
it was
but
a
uh but the monsters from Japan, I think they were a lot more diluted than
I would imagine so. I
than
feel like a lot of soda over there was like way less powerful, if that makes sense.
yeah.
And like just like that kind of stuff in general. Although you could also get the. Did you ever try the black gum? Maybe we've talked about this before.
I don't think so.
It's a caffeinated peppermint gum they have over in Japan, and that stuff puts a pep in your step. Let me tell you. Um, it's
Interesting.
it is super like I don't even. It is an experience of a gum, but I used to get that a lot because at first like I was like, man, I really like this gum. I feel so good when I'm chewing it, and I found out like I'm full of caffeine. I was like, that's why.
Yeah.
Because Japan likes like there's a whole thing in Japan where like they just like put stuff in food, and like I guess like their version of the FDA just doesn't care as much, because like there'll be like candy bars like on the same aisle as all the kid candy. I was like, oh, this candy bar has like 3% alcohol in it. Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's like right next to the Kit Kats. It's
Interesting.
um
But anyway,
yeah. Anime.
welcome anime podcast.
Yeah, what is the topic tonight? Exalted leader Zaiga Sama Sensei.
Uh
Kun.
wasn't it like or most like well not most like some of the, like degenerate anime that we've watched?
Yeah, I think that's basically the goal here is we're gonna wow. I sure wish I knew who was redeeming those. Guess it's a forever mystery tonight. Wait, it was Eagles. I see it. Eagles just redeemed the waifu wow sound. I like it. My net account is Lala. I, I think it does Lala.
Oh, that's one that I want to watch soon. It's on my list.
Oh, like. I mean, I can't say I've actually watched it. I watched like a clip of it once. I think like Noble was reacting to it. So I watched Noble because I am a degenerate. And show is something else. Maybe it's they just happen to show like the worst possible scenes or something. But
So I think today you will have, I think, at the end, the verdict at the end of the day is that your taste is going to be worse than mine.
No, that it can't happen every time. I've got to win one of these.
No, I actually think it is going to be,
No, say it ain't so.
because mine are kind of tame.
Are you trying to suggest that you're more based in your degen anime?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see at the end. We'll poll everyone, see who won.
All right. So who
But
wants yeah, so I guess first off, should we define our what we're calling degen animes?
yeah, let's do that.
As I imaginarily twirl my mustache.
Your crooked mustache.
It's not that crooked.
It is crooked.
Everyone's mustache grows in at a 6-degree tilt. We all know this. Well, the problem is like I have it pinned so like when I'm facing the camera straight on, it's fine. But if I'm turning to look at you, my mustache isn't turning with me is the problem.
Oh.
VTube Studio's a little jank sometimes. As good of a program as it is, a little jank. It's fine. It ain't no Luppet, but
All right, I think you should start out because yours will probably be more shocking than mine.
sure.
Or,
Here,
or not,
actually,
or not. I don't know. I didn't ask you before which ones you
right, we
were
didn't.
you were going to talk about.
Yeah, we didn't really talk too much specifically, but I figure this is one that I was actually I had banished this one from my mind, and full credit to G Silver for reminding me this existed. But because we met up with because G Silver is an IRL friend, and we met up on Saturday, and he reminded me of the existence of here. We definitely need to have as long as it's not too TOS iffy, we're definitely going to have visual examples for all of these. He reminded me of the existence of, oops, that's not what I meant to do. This one? Yeah, freaking Aken. Which, Aken. It's a show that exists.
Aken.
Yeah, we can zoom in. We're fancy here. Aken is, I think it only had 2 episodes, or yeah, it only had 2 episodes. I definitely remember. It's I mean, it's like one of those like there's like a million of them. It's a harem show, where like the main character like moves to like a school that's like got an inordinately high number of like girl students, and he ends up in a club. He ends up like getting forced to join this club called Aken, which this day I don't know what the point of this club was, except that everyone in the club just has enormous honkers, just massive badonkers, and the animation is so up. This is a show that actually made me like freaking like motion sick. The way they animate stuff is so
More motion sick than that one episode that I made you watch of that girl, the guy who likes the girl who forgot her glasses or whatever it was called.
I mean, that one's probably my new worst one, but Aiken used to be the worst for me. I'm turning off the screen real quick, so I'm going to look up an Aiken GIF to see if I can find it. And just in case I pull up the wrong GIF, I'm just leaving it off screen for a second.
So maybe I should like pull this back and say, are these shows that we liked, or that when we talk about our like most degenerate anime, are we talking about like shows that we didn't like, that were really degenerate and then we like stopped?
I mean, I was going off the idea that like these are like straight up like just like degenerate shows that we've seen. So I certainly didn't like this one.
Oh,
but
I meant like ones that we that are degenerate that we enjoyed. But I guess we could do that too, because I can think of one.
Fair. I mean, I was just because I haven't really seen that many. Okay, and I can't find the GIF I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna close that again and reopen the window. Yeah, basically
Yeah,
the
I know
animation is
you.
like super upsetting and gross.
Yeah,
This is a failure of an etchy show. No one ever should. Got a 4.3, pretty generous. JC staff, that's the problem right there. Those guys have like a 30% success rate. Yeah,
oh
so
yeah, they do.
like
I mean,
uh
4.31. I mean, that's
like
it's all
it
right.
could be worse. But
Could be worse. Could be Mars of Destruction bad.
and I will say like this is probably the only one where, like I outright did not I like despise the show. Like the other ones I'll probably talk about will be ones that actually do kind of like, or at least will defend somewhat. So that's a show that happened.
Did you ever
What's
watch Mars of Destruction?
Mars of Destruction?
Yeah, did you ever watch that one?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're
Metsu
gonna
no
look it up.
Mars.
Yeah,
Did I
are you
not?
looking it
Wow, that's a good rating there.
up? Yeah, yeah. Um, it's something.
Got one episode, huh?
Yeah, it's one episode. That one episode is so painful to watch.
R17 for violence and profanity. Oh boy, this is one of them, isn't it?
Um, just to give you an example of like how terrible it is.
It's from WoW though. How could it be bad?
There is one
Thanks,
scene on it.
Eagles.
There was one scene that the so this girl gets like beheaded and like is like dead, and then they like wheel her into the doctor, and the doctor's like, there's nothing we can do, and is like trying to revive her with no head. It's just makes no sense.
Great.
And not only that, it's just the animation quality is like so terrible that it's just like a slideshow at times. And then
Yikes.
halfway through, they just give up and then just like lore dump the entire time. And you're like, why? Why is this thing? Why is this thing?
Man, it's only 19 minutes. Wow. They were probably hoping it'd get renewed. AC asked, does girls love or boys love anime count as degeneracy outright?
Uh, I I'd say that depends. I would not call that degeneracy.
Right. I mean, they can certainly achieve that level. I think as a rule of thumb, they don't like, because some of them can be pretty wholesome, even like really mild in the romance under like to the point where like, but yeah. Anyway, that's
And
so.
so I guess
You
for
have
my real first one,
yeah for your yeah real first choice here.
um I guess I'll do Ao
Careful.
Chen Can't Study.
And I can spell Lala don't look. Midara no Ao-chan wa benkyou ga dekinai.
Yep, that one right there.
Looks so nice.
So I've read the manga for this one, and I've also watched the anime.
Ah, so you
The
really
anime
like this
ended
one.
the anime ended a little too short.
Hmm.
But as you could tell from reading the synopsis, um, it's about a girl who's in high school and is studying so hard to become like the best, so she could escape her dad's legacy of being super into like erotic fiction. And then as like she's like in high school, she starts to feel like she like wants these erotic things happening to her, and because it's like instilled in her brain to like think this way, and it's
Right.
so funny.
Right. Okay. So are we talking about like, is this like on the same levels of like it escapes me. It's your fault I'm not popular, whatever that show's called.
I don't.
Or is that
I've never seen that.
okay, fair enough. Remember that one had, I mean, that wasn't like exclusive what the show was about because the girl was just generally awkward in every way, but that was a sub thing for a couple episodes. Like, anyway, okay. It's Ao-chan
Yeah.
cannot study.
Yeah, and so
She's
she
distracted.
she's like distracted because of this like one guy that she like likes. She like never thought that she would like anyone until like this guy like comes by, and she's just trying to focus on like studying and becoming like the best while all this stuff happens. And it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I really
Okay.
enjoy
Okay.
this author though. The author of this one. They've written
Uh,
this one manga that I really like yet, like that hasn't got an anime adaptation yet.
it doesn't actually have the author listed here. That's
You'd have to click on the manga link.
the manga link doesn't exist. Oh wait, there it is. And then author is Kawahara Ren. I've heard that name. Why have I heard that name?
Yes, she wrote this one called
I don't know any of these.
Mijuku Mijuku na Futari de Gozaimasu ga, and that one I really like. It's a really good manga about two childhood friends. This one's not really degenerate. Two
Mm-hmm.
childhood friends that got married, and it's just about them like um trying to um trying to find out about each other sexually
Right,
and
right.
stuff like that.
Nothing weird there. Nothing
And
degenerate.
also just like learning together. Yeah. Yeah, basically like what Lala said. Learning together.
Okay.
Um so and it's really cute. It's really cute because the girl who wrote it like
Think about the wallflower?
kind of like I think she's really good at writing like kind of like a slow romance type thing. And it's really nice seeing just this couple go from like being married to like learning the gives the ebbs and flows of getting married and the highs, the lows, and everything like that.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
it's really good. I actually have all of it in Japanese behind me
Wow. Wow.
because I really enjoyed it.
Man. Could show that off if you were a streamer. Wink.
So I wouldn't really call that manga degenerate, but the Ao-chan one is pretty degenerate.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The author seems to have a trend with the topics or the
Yep.
themes they write, I guess. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage, that best arrangement at the weem within the weem.
Yeah, I would highly recommend the We're New at This manga, the one Mijiku Futari or whatever it was called.
Oops. I ruined it. Mijuku na futari de gozaimasu ka?
Yes, that one.
Okay,
We're New. It's in English. It's called We're New at This.
fair enough.
It's a really good walk.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Neato.
Anyway, what's
All right.
your next one?
Okay, so I guess if we're supposed to be picking ones we actually enjoyed watching, man, this really, let's see here. Well, that really. Okay. I think we've. I think here if I.
Are you consulting your list?
Yeah, I have a list that I'm kind of checking. I'm actually like, okay, it's like ones I actually have liked. Like it's. I didn't quite prepare my list with that idea in mind, I guess. So I'm trying to like remember things now. This one was pretty degenerate, maybe. Hey, actually, this is even better.
Oh,
Actually,
here we go. Here we go.
the problem is we've talked about this before in other conversations,
Oh,
but I feel like this fits the topic at hand. So we'll go over this pretty quick.
oh no, not this one. Not this one.
It's your favorite.
Oh
It's
no.
Kanojo mo Kanojo. Because I mean, to be fair, like the concept is incredibly degenerate. I would say the execution is quite say so. I mean, that's just me. The banned anime with those reviewers. I think that one was pretty degenerate. Yes, if it's the one I'm thinking of. What was that?
Wait,
Was that fun?
what?
Was that Funimation that like accidentally like approved that and then didn't know what they had approved or something stupid like
Yeah,
hold on,
they
what
did.
show do we have on our site right now?
That would
Like,
be considered a degenerate anime, even though I haven't seen it.
right. I
Or
think
these
I've seen
days.
like clips of it back when like that was a big hotness on Twitter for people to be angry about. But anyway, girlfriend. This is a show I will absolutely die on a hill. I've rated an 8 out of 10 because it's very good.
Oh my
Watched all
gosh, this
watched the whole
show is
thing.
just
Season 2 is coming out next season. Actually, I'm super pumped because
all right.
we're gonna finally get the legendary girlfriend. It's gonna
All
be
right,
great.
tell the class what this one's about.
It's very simple. Naoya, our main character, has ever since he was a child, he's been in love with Saki, and over the course of about 6 years, he eventually wears her down into agreeing to date him because he asks her out every single day, which is, I mean, tenacity. It's an admirable quality, right? Um, Definitely not just irritating someone until they finally say yes. But no, so like basically, so he's dating Saki, and they super like each other. They actually get along really well. And then this other girl shows up, Nagisa, and she's been training her whole life to work up the courage to confess to Naoya. And then when he sees her determination, he's like, "Man, I wish I could say yes, but we're already dating. If only there was some way I could date both of you." And then, man, wouldn't you know it? There was a way. Where there's a will, you can always date more people at the same time. but,
Yeah.
but no, and I will say like I don't know if I would call it the most honorable method, but because he basically starts dating both of them, but they both know that he's dating both of them, and they're kind of like tenuously okay with this. But then, of course, because it's a harem show, other girls have to start showing up that also want to date him, and it's trash, but it's so good. Yeah, the poly relationships is that tune exactly, and it is one that everyone says they're okay with, but no one's happy. It's great. I don't know.
So
It's very funny.
so about the show, you're the one that ruined it for me.
Yeah, because I perfectly decoded everything about it. I solved the mystery.
Like I I I don't know if this was covered in one of our old podcasts, but um this this series was ruined for me by
Yeah,
Mr. Grayson over here.
yeah, because I opened your eyes to the truth, and you were not ready.
Because I remember I was sitting, we were doing like a season review, and you you were um we were talking about girlfriend, and I was like, oh, I'm not really sure what to think, and then then you like threw this bombshell at me. And um I guess we could say the bombshell.
I mean, I feel like it enhances the show because it explains
Okay,
so much.
you explain. You explain it.
Okay, so basically, this is my working theory, and I say this with like full respect to the I don't know to this population, but like I'm convinced that Nalia is actually autistic. Um, probably with probably Asperger's, like not like kind of like a milder side of the spectrum, but everything about his behavior, if you watch him in the show, it is very much like because like I mean, because there's the first off point where like he's like extremely outgoing, but like in this like really awkward way that like and it's like every like 'cause, like I think in the show people generally like Naoya, but everyone's like also like man, this guy's like really kind of weird. Like he's like super expressive and he's like extremely passionate about the things like he gets into, and he's got like this like really like single-minded like determination on everything he does, and he's got like all these like weird kind of like self-imposed like things he follows, but and that's like I don't know, he's got something going on, but like he's great. He's like I'd say like the whole wackiness of the situation side. He's really like a lovable protagonist. Like you're constantly rooting for him to like. I mean, maybe this will work out. Like I don't know.
You see, this bombshell is what kind of like ruined it for me because like right when I saw that, it like clicked in my brain that it was true
Yeah.
because my brother has that is that and I just kept on seeing my brother as him.
Oh, that's right. Oh no.
And then I was like, "Oh, I can't watch this anymore. This is actually like I can't watch it." So I like refuse to watch this show.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that. I guess for me is like, and I'm honestly curious if like the author is kind of taking inspiration from something like that because there's a really strange thing in Japan, and I've always wanted to do like a deep dive analysis of it, but like Japan is like really progressive in a lot of ways with their fiction, like they especially like like as far as like romantic like relationships of they're like very progressive like what they're willing to show and discuss and have but then like on the other side with like as far as like mental like differentiation, like I guess like was it neurodivergence, Japan is like very not progressive in a lot of ways. It's like very backwards. Like there's this like really there's not a lot of representation in anime, at least of like characters are like that are openly explained to have like certain conditions or situations like
Yeah.
and so it's really nice to have a character who's like this character obviously has something going on, and it's not even being done like in a like a disrespectful way. It's like he's making it work for himself, like he's still like going through life pretty well. So I liked it.
Yeah, I understand why you would like it. It's just I can't. My brain just like Lala said, like my brain accepts it as headcanon.
Yeah.
Like the moment I heard that, just like the cogs just turned into place, and my whole world changed and shifted.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
See if I can actually find a. There's a good picture of Naoya. Isn't he a handsome devil? This anime also taught me the one of my favorite new Japanese words, futamata, which means to two time, to date two people at the same time. Great. That's a word you can use in all everyday conversation. He likes bananas, apparently.
All right, so my next one is a
Yes.
truly degenerate one that is so degenerate that it's rough.
Wow, that sounds pretty degenerate.
It's Aromunga
Lala
Sensei.
shush. Well, you don't know anything. Arrow.
You know this one.
This is what.
Aromunga Sensei.
Yeah, this is made by the author who made that other show I like, but I've never seen this one.
Yes, Aromunga Sensei.
You actually like this one?
No, I didn't. I didn't really like it. I thought it was okay, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty
I
bad.
I mean this author has one theme for all of their stories, so I can only imagine.
But they're not related by birth.
Oh, it makes it so much better then. It's fine. What are we even why is this even degenerate then?
All right. So this is about a uh this guy who writes novels, I guess, is what he does.
Right.
And his sister like writes no draws like lewd manga and lewd art.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guy who writes the story as the main character is like working with his sister, but they like don't know it.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
until like the first episode, I think, or maybe like something like that. And
We'll see you later, Eagles. Good luck.
So, and then just like all this like weird stuff just starts happening in the show, and it goes way too far in some places, and just it's way too lewd in some places when it shouldn't be.
Right.
And
Sure.
basically the show is like watching a train wreck just explode. You're just like watching this terrible show just, and you just can't stop watching. It's one of
Yeah.
those.
Just like it can't possibly get worse, right?
Yeah, that exactly. That's what I thought when I was watching the show. I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, it can't get worse. And then it got worse. And I'm like, okay, it clearly can't get worse than that. And then it did. And I'm like, okay. And then
Yeah,
I got
this
through the
is
entire thing and I was like, okay, I need to like take a shower.
yeah. Did you feel better about your life decisions?
No, I regretted everything. It was kind of like the time when I watched all of Sword Art Online, and then afterwards I kind of had a mental crisis.
Yeah. I do remember that. I think I remember you like I think you like messaged me like when you finished like we have to talk about this right now. Like I need this out of me. Like
Oh yeah, I don't think people in the chat know that I did that, but
yeah, you were upset. You were offended. But
so a little background on this is that um back when Sword Art Online aired, I watched it and I hated it. I hated it so much.
can't imagine why.
And then I like just didn't watch season 2. I like was like I'm never watching the show again. And then fast forward to 2020 and I'm sitting there watching some VTuber. And the VTuber is this Japanese girl and she like is like, "Oh, Sword Art Online's my favorite anime." And then I'm like, "Oh no." Oh no. And then
Like
as my mind
question
was
your
getting
taste in
shattered,
streamers.
yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah, I love the newest arc. It was so good. It like so much better than the other ones." And then I was like, "Oh no. Oh no." And then I decided right there and then that I was going to watch the entirety of Sword Art Online. And then at the end, I would um, evaluate it.
Sure,
I would
sure.
watch the entire thing and just give it the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I did. I went through um every single season. And
Hmm.
I was losing my sanity. I was like, even in like the later seasons, I was dying. I had it on my second monitor and I was playing a video game because I just couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess it would be considered a degenerate anime in like some ways, but um, man, it was like the plot, the character choices, everything made no sense. I remember sitting there and just like shaking my head, going like, "What am I watching? Why are you doing this? Like what?" And and then there was one point in the later seasons where the main character was like in a coma or something like that. And I was like,
Sure.
"Oh, finally, the main character's out, so we can like have a good show now." Because the main character like is like so overpowered that he just like ruins everything that he touches.
Mm-hmm.
He ruins the story because it just makes it easy. And so I'm like, all right, sweet, he's gone. No, he's not gone. They have to like wheel him around in a wheelchair the entire time. And then as I remember clearly this one moment in one of the seasons of War for the Underworld that they were sitting around a campfire, all the girls that loved him, and then they were like, "Tell us why you like Kirito," and then they like are going around the campfire talking about like how much they love him, and
Oh,
I'm
that's so
like,
sweet.
and I just get so mad. I'm like so mad at that point that because like the guy's literally in a coma in the tent across from them, and yet they're just he won't escape. We can't escape from the Kirito madness.
Yeah. Oh, but he's so handsome though.
No,
He's so
he's not.
strong.
No, 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 no. And then when I finished, like all of Sword Art Online, I was like, okay,
Yeah, did you
this is terrible. And then
change?
I stopped watching the VTuber.
You were so
I
mad.
occasionally I'm still subscribed to them on YouTube, but I occasionally like tune in. But every time that she talks about her like taste in anime, I kind of just like leave the room
Yeah.
or mute the stream.
It's, I mean, it's your fault for why would you why
I
do you like
wanted to believe, okay? I wanted to believe. There
yeah,
was part of me that just wanted to believe, okay?
you you were Mulder from the X-Files being like there's got to be something good in here somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was digging. I was like, "Oh, okay, people say that this season's good." And then I get through it and I'm like, "Oh no, it wasn't good at all."
So,
Anyway, back to what I was saying. Arrow Manga Sensei, yeah, that show's hot garbage. It's literally like a garbage can show.
it's
Smelly, stinky garbage.
it's
But
a real shame since their other stuff, the author's other stuff is really good.
now that is a hot take.
The tune says Zaiga is us with gray. That's so rude. I like to think I'm at least slightly better than Sword Art Online. I don't know. I got a mustache. Does Kirito have a mustache? Answer me that. Yeah, I thought so. But no, yeah, like, 'cause I mean, we can all agree. Let's see here if I can find. This is the manga. There's
Okay,
two
so
authors.
that was there it is.
Wow, I've never actually seen a picture of the author before, but exactly what I would imagine somebody would look like based on the kind of stuff they make.
Well, there was my hot passionate take for the stream. I think we're done.
Yeah, this is not. We're not going to talk about this masterpiece tonight because this doesn't deserve to be mixed in with all the garbage we've talked about. But
But it
this
is a
is
degenerate anime. It is.
so wholesome. We're not talking about it
No,
another
no,
day.
no, 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 no. It's pretty bad.
It's so good. Like, who could possibly have any sort of accusations of degeneracy in this amazing wholesome series that is? I can't believe my little sister is this cute. What could possibly be wrong with such a show?
Everything is wrong with it.
No,
It's kind of like it's kind of the same plot as Aramanga Sensei a bit, but kind of like tweaked a bit.
no. He only knows how to tell one. Like he clearly only has one story that he wants to tell, and he's like, how many ways can I tell this story? Like,
I'll give you that the only shining point of the series is Kuroneko. I'll give that to you, okay?
yeah, as discussed, I think during the why. I don't know if we really talked about Orimo directly, but like Kuroneko, great character, very sympathetic, top tier waifu. She deigns to
Yeah,
live
I
with
know.
us in the mortal world.
Yeah, I know you have figures of her, don't you?
Maybe 4 or 5. I'm just checking behind me where I have them all set up. It's fine.
But everything else in the show, everything else,
It's okay.
everything else is not okay.
But
Kirino is literally the worst human being on the planet. You
okay.
cannot
I mean,
convince me otherwise.
worst is pretty strong. Just because she's narcissistic and extremely selfish and outright like cruel at times.
Yeah, people they say that she's a tsundere, but she's not. She's not. She's
I don't think
evil.
there was never really any dead A in the show. At least that I can recall.
Now I would say the word that she actually is, but since this is a YouTube stream,
Yeah.
since this is a say so stream,
Yeah, say so.
I can't swear.
Yeah.
But
The anime girls with blonde hair. Why is she on a list? All right. But no, yeah, so this is a great show. No problems here. I gave it a 9 actually. I recognize that calling it perfect would have been too much. So I gave it a 9. I think it was a totally fair score. Because it has because a 10 would be perfect and it's not perfect. There are very minor small flaws here and there. But they don't take away from the beautiful tale that this show is.
right, what is your?
That's it. I'm getting me mallet.
Lol,
I think
it's
this
so
is
real.
the third one, right?
Sure. Do I get a different third one I can pick?
Yeah. Do you have a different third one? Do you have or
Sure. We can talk about Orimo lots more later. I'm sure we'll get back around to it someday. Here I guess this will probably be like my last pick for the night.
Yeah.
Here, let's end on a real high note then. This one.
the
The fruit of evolution before I knew it, my life had it made. It's an isekai.
Oh,
What else would you expect?
okay.
You know, I will admit, probably not quite as good as girlfriend, but in season two, I will say season two dropped the ball pretty hard. It was a pretty dramatic drop of quality, but season one, I will defend as actually being kind of a good time. You just have to get past the fact that everything about the show is terrible, and that all of the characters are terrible, and the lessons you learn are terrible. After that, that's kind of funny. Ben says, "Oh no, I know this one."
This
No,
one's
yeah,
a recent one, isn't it?
it's fairly recent. I think season one was 2021, and then season two they just barely had. I want to say like last winter season, I think. Season two is not worth watching. I haven't even finished it yet. I'm really suffering trying to finish it because I want to, but I think I've brought this one up briefly once or twice. But basically the story follows Seiichi. He's a handsome fellow, kinda. He's okay. Are there pictures of him? There are no other pictures of him, apparently. Oh wait, there they are. Yeah. This is Seiichi version 1.0. But basically, what the show is about is that this entire class gets isekai'd for reasons that still haven't really been explained, and for reasons that the author probably doesn't even have actually figured out yet, to be completely honest. But the entire class gets isekai'd, and they end up lost in a forest. And the entire class collectively votes that Seiichi is way too fat and ugly to stay with them, and so he gets kicked out immediately and left alone in the forest. This show just has really strong values right from the start.
Wow, that's rough.
So it's again, it's I can't emphasize how much you should not learn anything from this show, because basically once he's kicked out of the team, so to speak, he comes across these fruits. They're called fruits of evolution, and by eating them, like he eventually like evolves, and he evolves from being the fat ugly kid to being skinny and handsome, which is his superpower, along with actual superpowers, because it's an isekai and eventually those come too. Yeah, basically the show's all about how people will like you a lot better if you're handsome and more attractive, and they continuously solidify this throughout the show, because what happens is he always comes across, like, the way he builds his harem is like he finds girls that are like down on their luck, or that like have something about them that's like, you know, not physically attractive, or something about them that's like not good, and he uses the fruit of evolution to make them so much more pretty, and then they become part of his harem and everyone wins, and it's so bad. It's so garbage. So bad.
Okay.
I mean, it's so bad. It's so funny though, because you know, it's really a lesson about how everybody becomes better people because they meet Seiichi, and you know, he marries the donkey and everyone lives happily ever after. Such a It's one of those shows, like, I laughed out loud every episode, but not necessarily because it was funny, but because like I couldn't believe what was happening, like, in the
Really?
show. Like I'm simplifying it, but I'm really not misleading you at all about like what happens. Like he constantly, like, every girl he finds, he fixes them so that once like their outer beauty is revealed, and like they become beautiful inside too, or whatever. But it's such a shallow show. Unbelievable.
Wow.
It's so bad. But it's one of those shows where, like, I don't know, I laughed the whole time, especially like, I mean, literally, like, once he started dating the donkey, I was like, this is the show. I'm not gonna. I don't know. Why not? It broke me a little bit, but
It broke you a little bit. Did
um,
you come out? Did you come out a worse person?
I really did. Like this show similarly sent me like on some soul searching. Like when I finished episode 12, and I was like, wow, I really cause like I mean halfway through episode 1, I was like, I knew like, oh, this show's not going to be good. Like I finished the whole thing, and I even started season 2. And season 2 is actually so much worse that like even I was like uncomfortable. Like I don't think I can watch more. I got like 3 episodes in, and I was like, this is officially reached uncomfy. But season 1 is like it's so incredibly bad that it's like just hilarious. Like because like it's just unbelievable that like one that somebody like got this published as a manga, but then somebody else came along and was like, yeah, we can make an anime out of this. Like this is fine. But no, yeah, this show existed. Watch it and prosper. I don't know. Yours.
My next one is actually like it's one that we could probably agree on.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, it is.
I think like after watching some of these episodes again of this show, I can confirm it is degenerate. It's Asobase.
This, is this show degenerate?
I would say it is. It's pretty degenerate in a different way. It's not like lewd at all, but it's just like
actually no, yeah, actually, in that sense you're right, because yeah, it's really not a lewd show, but these girls are no good to anybody else or themselves.
Oh,
so
yes,
I'll allow that.
It's so true. These
Jeez,
girls are actually terrible.
No, this okay, and this I mean this is one like I would wholeheartedly recommend. Honestly, I had a great time watching it, but you can talk about it. It's your pick.
Same. I would highly recommend this one as well. It's a comedy show about 3 high school girls that just are part of this what kind of club is it called? Pastimes Club?
Yeah, the Pastimes Club.
Like they just do weird
they like
weird
play games basically.
Yeah. But the thing about the show is that the 3 girls are absolutely like crazy. Like
they're terrible people is really what it is. Like
yeah, they're terrible people. Especially Hanako.
Yeah, I mean they kind of take turns like holding like the awful ball, but Hanako is pretty awful.
Yeah. There's just some episodes that you're just like, wow, I can't believe she came to this decision. She's so terrible.
Yeah, no, it's
or like how like Olivia, their foreign transfer student who pretends she doesn't know English for
she
like
pretends she doesn't know Japanese.
Oh yeah, she pretends she doesn't know Japanese, and she like doesn't know English at all.
Yeah,
she just pretends the entire time.
Yeah, because I think she's half Japanese, right? So she was born in Japan. So,
and I think it was like they asked her, "Oh, why? How come you didn't say anything?" And she was just like, "Because I thought it was funny." I was like, "Oh wow, that's terrible."
No, yeah, they're consistently just doing terrible things to each other. Like Hanako probably is doing it with like actual malicious intent. Olivia is like an idiot. I can't remember what was the other girl, Kasumi, I guess.
Kasumi.
Like, and she's at first she seems like she's not so bad, but then she's maybe also the worst. Like, just I don't know. But
yeah, and there's so much screaming too. Like the
Yeah.
Whoever plays Hanako deserves an award because
No,
she like literally like screams at the top of her lungs and does things with her voice that I have never seen before.
no, it's like a classic like 80s horror movie like Scream Queen. Like really just like impressive.
Yeah. And when you
But
finish the show, you come out a changed person.
oh yeah, well I mean well the thing is like there are still like there are certain scenes like I'll go back to like find clips on YouTube because like there's I mean there's the I think there's like the infamous scene where like they're doing like the Batsu game after like I think we're like rock paper scissors or something like the person who loses gets like slapped on the rear and
Oh yeah, that
that
one.
that
Oh, that one.
scene makes me laugh so hard that like I
Yeah.
nearly lose consciousness because like it's like even just thinking about it is so
Yeah.
and like I don't think we can really like show clips on the show because I think it'll get things all claimed and in trouble. But like look up like if you just like Google Asobi Asobase butt slap, you'll probably find the clip.
Oh, you could probably just
And
link it in the anime chat.
that's true. I'll try. I'll find it like after the stream's over, and I'll link it in the Discord because it is 1,000% worth watching. It is the like and like and you might be like, oh well, there's no context. I was like, you don't need the context. The show never has context. Things just happen, and you have to accept that's the reality from that point on.
Yeah.
Like it's
But yeah,
uh
I would say that this show like is completely degenerate. I think
no,
it ticks all of the boxes, even though it's not lewd at all. It just ticks all the boxes.
it is like it's a cast of characters that are just awful. I mean, because like they're terrible to each other, but like there's also plenty of episodes like where they're just like generally just making everyone else's lives like worse for knowing them.
Yeah,
That's really what it is. It's like nobody benefits from knowing these three.
yeah. And when like a different club like comes in, you're just like, please, I hope they get off easy.
They're just well,
like the one moment where they were doing a pastime like game with a different club and they were
yeah,
had to like throw their shoe off their foot or something like that.
yeah. They're trying to kick their shoes off as far as they could go. I can't
Yeah,
remember like what the winner got, but
the winner. I think it was the winner would get their like classroom or whatever. They were fighting over the classroom,
that's right.
and then the people that they were fighting against, they threw their shoe like so hard that they like broke bones in their body.
That's right.
And
They
so,
like broke their ankle some crazy way. Oh no.
yeah, and
Um,
it was so sad, and I was like, oh my goodness, this club has claimed a life right here.
I mean, they kind of did. Like, oh man, I kind of want to go back and like rewatch this series and like it's just so good.
Yeah.
Man, that's a true excellent one to end on there for sure.
Do you have
It's a
any
solid choice.
Do you have any quick honorable mentions?
Uh, yeah, sure. I can mention one more. I think I've mentioned this one before, so we can make this quick. But I feel it deserves a mention as this is Degenerate Day. It's Midori no Hibi. This is my show that I will this is my show that I will authentically and sincerely recommend to anybody who wants a solid, beautiful love story between a man and his hand.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here we go. Maybe
It,
I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have said what are our honorable mentions. I should have just be quiet.
no, it's because the thing about the show is it is really about finding true love, and I think we can all respect that. And you know what? Like, I don't know. I would I really debate. I think during our waifu episodes, I really debated having like Midori be one of my waifus because I like Midori is freaking adorable. She's the best. Like
Oh my goodness.
top tier waifu. But no, like I sincerely love the show. I've watched it a couple of times all the way through, and it's just it's a beautiful love story. I think I put it in my romance anime tier list too. Like I like talking about this one a lot because I like it a lot. It's really good, guys. Trust me. You just gotta.
I just have no words.
It's wholesome. Like I would say this is another show where like I could like I mean as far as rom-coms go, like this is pretty tame. Like I think there are some ecchi moments, but like I really can't remember that many. Like I think for the most part it's just solid rom-com times. And it's not like a harem like what's this guy's name? Seiji. That's right. Seiji, you know, he finds his true love right in the first episode and it's beautiful. But, you know,
Are you sure this guy's not like schizophrenic or something? That he just like thinks there's a girl on his hand?
I mean, I guess to be fair, no, like somehow nobody in his high school ever notices that his hand is talking. So I mean, there might be something to that, but that's not nearly as fun. I think it's way more believable that his hand magically grants his wish for a girlfriend and turns into a girl. Because isn't that what always happens? Isn't that what happens when you wish upon a star? Your dreams come true.
No, it doesn't. Not like this. Not like this.
But no, everyone should go out and watch Midori no Hibe. I'm super pumped. I was actually able to find because there were DVDs of this made with like the actual like English dub and everything, and I managed to get a hold of the complete series a few months ago.
Yeah,
that's a prized collection now that I have. But
well,
Tim, you're so rude.
My last one
Sure.
is sort of tame, sort of not. My honorable mention is Kore wa Zombie desu ka?
Oh, I know this one.
You know this one? Have you seen this one?
I've not seen it, but I've seen AMVs based off of it.
I remember the show from back in the day, or I watched it while it was airing.
Wow.
That's how old I am. 2011.
Venerable
2011.
The venerable anime elder himself here with us today.
Yeah, this one is really funny. I actually want to rewatch it. After like looking through my list, I like saw this one and I was like, "Oh, that one was this one was weird. It was weird. It was funny." What is it's about a guy who like can turn into like a magical girl with a chainsaw.
Sure. Okay.
Something like that.
That's all right. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I think there's a whole lot more to it. But it was just super funny and like everything. It's a harem anime,
Sure.
and I am going to rewatch it.
You enjoy your zombie show, I guess.
Didn't you watch this one?
I've seen AMVs that like used clips from the show, so like I'm aware of it. Like I know scenes from it, basically, but I've never actually watched the show proper.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right. Well, he's a zombie and a magical girl with a chainsaw.
Oh, so basically this is like Evil Dead, but Ash is a magical girl. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
That makes sense.
It's just all weird. All weird.
That's like so many layers for like a single show to have. Because like it's not like, oh, he's actually a zombie. It's like he's actually a zombie magical girl. It's like why there's so many, why is this
And then
onion
there's
so
like
thick?
then the his harem is like this necromancer girl, and then there's a vampire ninja girl, and
Sure.
then a magical girl, etc., etc.
Right. Okay.
And they all like live in his house. So, but
And
yeah,
they
it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. I remember it being really good. Um, I rated it a 5 for some reason, but I'm sure that's wrong.
all right. I'm suddenly way more suspicious of this show. If Zaiga in 2011 was like, this show's a 5 out of 10, and
Okay,
somehow is
but
Zaiga of the present day is like, no, this show life changing.
but let's like rewind, because like back then I was kind of a prude. I hated all I think that's how you say it. I hated like all sorts of like of that type of show.
Sure, he didn't like
And
chainsaws in your shows. I remember that.
I didn't like harem anime or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this was back then.
Fair.
And so I think my score will be completely different if I were to rewatch it.
That's fair enough. Lala, minus 10 points to you for saying Zyga has better opinions. That's rude and not true.
Okay, so who won? Who won the poll? Who won the poll today?
Yeah. What's the consensus from Chad? Who has better opinions? Keep in mind who you spend the majority of your time with and who has the power to ban. Take that into consideration. Jen, stop abusing your mod powers. That's not fair. All right, but cool. I think we've all learned something more about each other tonight. I think we've learned that everyone has different tastes and that everyone's opinions are equally valid. And that we all have different things we like, and that's okay. I think that's really what the lesson was tonight, right? And we should learn to be more accepting of everyone's opinions and more open-minded even.
I don't know.
Just saying, guys.
Yeah, I guess. Like,
Lala says sure. No, that doesn't feel very sincere. It just sounds like a sore loser. No, I don't want Zyga to feel bad when he gets absolutely curb stomped in the vote.
I don't think that's how it's gonna work here.
I mean, I hope you've prepared your what's, because there's the acceptance speech that the winner gives. What's the letter that like the failed not president has to make when they lose the election? Like a consolation speech or something, concession speech. Hope you got, hope you got a couple of those ready. It's a season 2.
Oh yeah, there was a season 2.
Was there?
It was only 10 episodes though.
Gasp. I only see 2 episodes. This is the OVA. Wait.
Oh.
Of the Dead. 2012.
I watched it. It says on my anime list that I watched it. So
it was like a yearish later. It looks like they did a sequel season.
Yeah.
And then there's another sequel. It was an OVA.
This just means I need to rewatch it again. I'm going to rewatch this next.
Wow, we've all learned so much together. Isn't it great that we're all better people?
Yes.
And we all can respect one another for the things we like and dislike. Doesn't
I
need
mean,
pics of your degenerate waifu statue collection to make the final vote.
I mean, you picked out Midori no Hibi, so I guess like on default, I think I win.
Oh, Midori no Hibi is so good though. Why does no one believe me?
Because it's a guy that has schizophrenia.
No,
He thinks there's a girl in his hand. There's no girl.
no, she's so real, and she
This
loves
is a
him sincerely.
girlfriend situation.
No,
I'm breaking the news to you.
but she loves him, and it's true love. It's reciprocal. I think that's the word for it.
Just imagine him like sitting in class, just like looking at his hand, talking to his hand, and everyone else in the class. It's just like, wow, this guy's weird.
Oh, I think you just don't believe in true love enough. I think you're too cynical, Zaiga. You don't understand. Wait, Sir Goods with his wanting an opinion on something that I've never heard of. Azores? How do you?
I don't think that's an anime. I've never heard of that before.
It exists. Dog and Scissors. I've never heard of this. What is this about? Oh, it's got scissors in it. You probably like this, Zaiga.
Oh, G Silver says no, 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 no. Okay, then we're not talking about this.
Fair. I'll mention. I noticed Goodsworth, you made a comment earlier, and I didn't get to it at the time. You mentioned Tsukimichi, which is an isekai that I actually really liked. And you're right, that one also did involve beauty and the perception of beauty as like actually being like a really central theme to this series. And I feel that show did a much better job of making it more nuanced and just a better discussion overall. Because I think Fruit of Evolution is trying to teach body positivity, but it is teaching body positivity in terms of like, if you just look more pretty, people will like you better. It's like, that's not a good lesson to teach people. That's not how that works at all. Hatun says, the fact that you want to make Midori one of your waifus is insane. Ah, but Hatun, Midori, she's lovable. I feel like we need to have like a full like Midori no Hibi watch party. We'll all get together.
Let's
we'll
not.
We'll watch all 13 episodes in one round. That's how I watched the first time. I watched the whole series in one go because I liked it so much.
Look, I don't want to like make your chat like watch that, you know? I don't want to put them through that misery.
Well, I think people would have their universe expanded. Well, if you watch this, is this a zombie after? Ah, that's so tough. Jensen, you can watch that yourself. It's so rude. Jensen, I will unmod myself if we watch that. That's so rude. You're all non-believers. Can't believe the sass here. It's so good though. I mean, look at this. What could you possibly? What about this could possibly be bad? Actually, what is this rated? It's rated R. What? Hold on, I don't remember that part.
Mild nudity.
I guess if there, I mean, it wouldn't. I guess there was. I don't know.
Was there?
Plausible deniability. I don't.
Did he lift up her skirt and then there was his hand?
Actually, I see you say that. I think there was a scene along that line. Shush. Look, it's fine. It's a generally wholesome show.
I think we've gone to the point of no return now.
No, it's so good, guys. It's a top 10 for me. I will die on this hill sad and alone, apparently.
See, I think every podcast, your tastes like always surprise me.
Yeah, because they're so refined. Thank
I
you.
feel like I'm like the only normal person that only watches normal things.
I mean, who's really the person that's losing here? The person who watched like 12 seasons of a terrible show, or the person who watched 13 episodes of amazingness? Like, I don't.
At least I came out of Sword Art Online with an idea.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this exact same thing for Attack on Titan soon. I'm going to watch the entire thing from start to finish.
Yeah. I sure. Then we'll see who has better taste. G Silver says there was a bit in the manga and saying that into G Silver read the manga from Midori no Hibi. Oh, G Silver based.
Oh, if you're caught up with One Piece, Jen, that means you're part of the cool club.
Gizzer says hand holding has a different context in this series.
Because right now in One Piece, it's like, oof, it's so good. Each chapter is so good.
Oh, I need to finish. I've been like bogged down in Water 7 for so long because I don't like Water 7. I don't want to read it.
It's good though.
It's not.
Why don't you like it?
I mean,
oh my goodness. Oh, what?
Well, we can talk about One Piece
Do you
another
guys hear?
time.
Do you guys hear this? Do you guys hear what he just said? Do you hear what he just said?
It's been a hurdle to try to read it.
What?
Cartoon says Gray doesn't deserve the mustache. That's rude. I don't watch season 1 of AOT and I was severely depressed. Yes, Attack on Titan is not really a feel good show. Tunes, was like 2 months ago. It was worst day. Lala.
Hey, I think we need to end because I think this is the last podcast. It's been nice. It's been nice knowing everyone. No,
it's not like this, guys. Wait, no, wait. We can make this work. How do I make this better for you? Don't leave me.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm sorry. I will start reading more One Piece again. I reached just a mire of One Piece, and I need to force myself past it. But you watch One Piece. That's actually a threat. That's just mean. Or read. Okay, that's fair. I'm working on reading it. I'm getting there. But yeah, so we'll do a One Piece episode one of these days. How much One Piece do I need to read before we can do a One Piece episode, Zaiga?
You have to get to the time skip.
Oh, it's like a million chapters away. And I bet Water 7 is all just downhill from there.
Yeah, the last podcast episode, even though it was the previous one, we talked all the way up till Skypia. So
that's right, yeah. So I gotta get at least a bit ahead of that.
That's about halfway, and then now you're halfway to the
my VTuber has crap taste in anime and manga. It's so disrespectful. I came to this podcast today to share some delightful crude shows with my friends. This is what I get. Just disrespected.
I feel like every single episode we end like this. Just me
think
shaking my head and then chat shaking their head.
it's usually
And
me threatening that it's the final episode. But other than that, yeah. Also, this is episode 13. Whoopee. We made it, guys. We're a full anime season in now. Or what is now a typical anime season. We did it, so does that mean this is the end of season 1? Or do we get to do like a split core where it's like we get 26 episodes?
yeah, I think so.
Sweet. Do we get, well, I guess that really depends on if the chat says we get a renewal or not. Yes, if people are buying enough of the manga that's based on the podcast, we can have to review the numbers and see if we can afford the renewal licensing. Jen says, dissing One Piece, we can't be friends. I want crude and plot and look up Queen's Blade. That's one I've not looked up, but I am very aware that it exists. That's like the worst version of Fate Stay Night, as far as I understand. But hey.
Oh, yeah, I think we need to maybe stop.
Yeah, let's get out of here. People are just people are being very rude.
I didn't think I forgot that Honkai Star Rail refreshed today.
Oh no, are you missing out on your gotcha time?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry. I guess we gotta go. There's rails to be starred. But yeah, so I think we can collectively end this together. I think we're all still well unified in friendship and love and understanding. And I think that's great. I think we can end this on a really positive note here. And I will be subtracting points from everybody. Everyone that came to the stream today, you're in the hole. Back to square one for points. You're all in trouble. Almost has to go and mention Queen's Blade. Taking a break from Mab to watch OP tomorrow, yeah? Oh man. We could. Depends on your takes during anime night. That's true. People are getting mad at me for my takes on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood too. I don't like the new characters that are in it that are different from the original series. And people seem to think that's spicy. That's a different conversation. We got to get out of here. So okay. No, yeah, we're let's get out. Go quick before somebody else says something mean.
Right. Farewell, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. And just don't you have military access to things now. I don't trust that. Okay. Bye everybody. Have good nights. I wish nice things for you all because I think you're friends. I thought we were friends. I want you all to be happy and like your stuff. There. I'll see you tomorrow and or next stream. So, bye.
See ya.
Dude, that hurts
Bye,
so
everyone.
much. Why did you specify
Bye,
only
Hatun.
Zaiga? Get out of here.
Bye, Hatun.
Right.
Peace.
How do I end the stream? Where's the button? No. We'll keep coming to your stream. You got a questionable taste. Oh, thanks, Lala. It feels better, I guess. All right, well, we'll see everybody. Bye.